Next, I'd like to invite up the AVP for Student Diversity here at New York University, my good friend Monroe France, to share some words.
So good evening, everyone. Again, as Khalid said, my name is Mansour Al Qaissieh, and it's such an honor and a privilege to be here this evening to share a few words on behalf of myself and as well New York University and all of us. So I met Mansour on request of my great colleague over here, Janice Quinn, and from the first moment I met him during his first days here at NYU, I was completely enamored just by his presence. He was clearly someone that was on an amazing journey here at NYU. There's no question about it. And when asked about his journeys in many other places, he talked about studying in the UAE, in England, in Germany, Switzerland, Rome, and even here nearby in Queens College. And after the first moment I met him, it was clear his humility as a person, as a student, as a person of this world. He expressed respect and gratitude to his family, no question about it. His mother and his father, particularly so. And he wouldn't be here, and that he wouldn't have been here without their support and without their trust in allowing him to find his own way. He expressed appreciation for all of his friends that were a part of his community, his friends back at home, those who encouraged him to dream big and to think big, as well as his friends here at NYU who became a part of his support network to help him sort of engage in this community and become a fabric of NYU. And I will say that I will never forget when he left my office, because the smell of his cologne lasted for many, 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 many days afterwards. So he certainly left his mark and his presence, even within my space. Mansour was a student who truly loved life, no question about it. He was a happy young man who had the rare ability to appreciate the little things. And certainly we talked about some of those when we had conversations during the several times I had the wonderful opportunity to engage with him. He took great joy in taking a different route to class and stumbling upon different facets of what this area had to provide in his walk from his home, where he stayed, to his classes. And he would often take a different route to get to the places he needed to go. Mansour also valued his education and learning as much as anyone I've ever met. It was clear. We talked a lot about the things that interest him, his passion for exploring, his excitement about being here at NYU, and his excitement about being here in New York City. He didn't value it just for himself, but he knew it was a means to better the communities around him, and certainly something he was committed to, whether it was his community at home in the UAE or the community in his adopted home of New York City. Mansour was passionate to make a difference in the lives of those around him, and not just in the future after he graduated, but the here and now, every single day. He never took an opportunity for granted. He would walk out of class yearning to continue the conversations one-on-one with the professor or with his classmates and his peers, always trying to dig deeper, always. Outside of the classroom, he was an explorer, learning a stranger's stories, figuring out how their lives intertwined, and a great hunger to learn what makes other people tick, and as well, why they did what they did. He exuded compassion and curiosity, warmth and wonder, and that was clear, because there were a number of events I asked him to come to, And he just came and just showed up per my recommendation without even knowing what the event was about. And every single time, he made certain that he found me to say hello. He was bright, creative, brave. Mansour had a charming personality, charming politeness that drew you in, particularly his smile. He was endearing and disarming. He made you feel welcome from the moment you met him, and that was certainly the case for me. He had a genuine place in his heart for everyone, everywhere. He was one of those rare people who, when you met him, when you saw him down the street, you wanted to rush to say hello, and he wanted to do the same. His kindness and his warmth were so infectious to those who knew him, certainly probably for all of us and many of us here in this space today. Even his dog was not immune to his great spirit and energy. Mansour's dog Quake is the most joyful dog imaginable, is what I've been told. I, like many of you, are still struggling to find answers to make sense of what happened. Transparently, he came to my mind just a few weeks ago. And it's amazing how the world works. Literally, I had thought about sending him an email to check in on him to see how he was. So I've been deeply impacted by hearing of our loss of him. But in these last few days since the learning of this, I had to find some sense of solace. And I wanted to share with all of you a piece that's helped me to begin to make sense. We can collectively shed the tears he is gone, or we can smile because he has lived. We can close our eyes and pray that he'll come back, or we can open our eyes to see all he has left. Your heart can be empty because you can't see him, or you can be full of the love you shared. We can turn our back on tomorrow and live yesterday, or be happy for tomorrow because of the memories of him you will carry and cherish forever. You can cry and close your mind, be empty and turn your back, or we can do just as he did. Smile. We can open our eyes, love each other, live our lives today as though every day is a miracle. Every breath, every conversation we have, and every opportunity. So with that, Mansour, thank you. Thank you for touching all of our lives. And as a collective community, I say to all of us, hopefully we can move forward with the same appreciation and excitement for the life that he left behind. Thank you.
We're going to hear from some friends of Mansour's now. I'd like to invite Tessa up to share some words and reflections.